Alright, ladies and gents, today we're going to talk about decorating our stylized Christmas tree. So in the first tutorial, I talked about how to create these ornaments, and in the second one, I taught you how to create the stylized Christmas tree. Now we're going to decorate it. This is relatively easy, but there's a few different things that I want to do here. One of the first things I want to do is draw some garland. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, I've done this in advance, but I'll show you exactly what I did. I drew two shapes, or I drew one shape, which was 5 pixels wide by 31 pixels long, and colored it a nice light blue color. And the second one I did was just a clone of that one, so it's the exact same size. If I select it, you'll see 5 pixels and 31 pixels, and colored that a darker blue color. Then I pick one and I convert this to a bitmap. Right, create a bitmap copy by hitting Control-Shift-C. Right, create bitmap options. This is all fine. True color plus alpha. Create. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with this other one. Select it, Control-Shift-C. And with the darker shape now, I create a bitmap copy of it. And if I move it off to the side a bit, you can see I now have my two bitmap copies. Now I'm going to drag select both of those, and I'm going to choose the freehand and brush tool, and I can click Create Brush, and I can type in a name for this brush. It doesn't matter what you type. I've already done this, but I'll call this Garland, who cares, 04, I think. Yeah, fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw something, and this is the one that I've already made, so it doesn't help you too much. But if I go and select the new one, Garland 04, and click Edit Brush, there are a few things I need to do here. Right? These are bitmaps, so I need to go to the Fill properties and untick this box that says Tile Fills. And you can see that made a change in the way this brush looks already. If I tile it again, you can see that there's it's basically blocked in shapes here with a space in between. There. If I untick that, I'm just getting my individual shapes along the brush, which is exactly what I want. Then I want to change the rotation, and I want to add 98 degrees. I need to go ahead and just do it this way, 98 degrees. Yeah, and spacing, I want to change this to about, I don't know, 65%, something along those lines. There you go, 65.98 or 89 is that's perfect. And if I click the Save button, now that's the way my brush will look. All right. So if I go ahead and get rid of some of these other things, don't need those anymore. Don't need these anymore. Move that off to the side. I'll leave these for now in case I want to remake my brush. But now I can take and choose my doesn't matter what tool up here I use. I can use the straight line shape tool or the freehand brush tool. I'm going to go ahead and use the shape tool because it's easy to draw a straight line and then bend it. Okay, and then I hit Escape. I'm going to do the same thing again, and hit Escape again. Hitting Escape deselects the line. Do this again, and one last time. And you can do this however you want to, but and you can edit these after you've moved them around. And there you go. Now I've got a little bit of garland on my tree. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to decorate it with all these nice ornaments that I've made. Well, these right now are way too big, so I'm just going to drag select a lot of them and reduce them in size until they're something a bit more realistic for the size of the tree. And I'm just going to drag and select. And now let me do one more thing. I'm going to drag select them and hit Control F to bring them all to front. That way I don't get them behind my tree. So now I can just go along, yeah, and do this however and wherever I feel. It doesn't really matter too much exactly where you put them, as long as they go somewhere, more or less. And if you feel like you need a few more, you can always grab one and clone it, right? Like that one, for instance. Control K clones it, and then I have another version of that ball. Do the same with another one here. This one, Control K. I can put that up here. And basically do it however you wish, right? So now I've got a little garland, and I've got some Christmas ornaments on there. Next thing I want to do is draw a star. Now, you can do this a million and one ways. You could just create a star shape, maybe a 5-pointed star, and rotate this around a little bit. Maybe even if you change this stellation radius and offset, and this top thing, if you lessen it, it gives more of a straight edge star, if that's what you want to do. I could turn this kind of a more or less of a golden color. I could do a flat bevel if I wanted to towards the inside. Contrast of 85, that's fine. Size, increase the size a little bit if I wanted, and just put that right on top. And if that's a little too big, like that one might be, you just play around with it until you get a size that you like, and nudge it exactly where you want it to, and then there you go, you have a Christmas tree. I did something a little bit different when I was looking into this earlier. I drew a different star. I did an 8-pointed star. Let me draw a guideline here, and then let's put this. Oops. Put this in the center so that it lines up perfectly. I'm going to zoom in quite a bit on this so that I can see. Looks like it lines up pretty well. And then I used a bunch more of these lines to kind of figure out what I wanted to do there. Well, and now I'm going to line it up with these outer points as well. Now I was just doing a bit of fiddling around with this to try and get it exactly how I wanted it. But once I have this, I chose my star, my quick shape tool for the star shape, and increase the size a bit, following up this this guideline here so that it stays more or less on the same guideline. And then convert this to editable shapes. Arrange. Convert to editable shape. Need to change to the shape editor tool. Take these points and bring them back in to their original points. And that looks like a fairly interesting star. So next thing I'm going to do is change that so that it works like a base a little bit more. I'm going to drag select both of those and tab down a bit. There we go. Now that I've got that. So that's what my star shape is going to look like. You can leave this flat and just add a linear fill to it if you want to. You can use these yellows to color it. So on the outer edge, I'm going to change it this kind of darker color. On this edge, I'm going to change it to this medium yellow color. And then in the middle here, I'm going to add kind of a much lighter color. And that's more or less gives me kind of a golden looking shape. And if I want, I can still add my flat bevel to it. I can change this slightly if I want to. Size, so it looks a little big. Right, something along those lines. About 9 or 10 pixels. You can just type it in. Also, if you wanted to, let's go with 9. That looks all right. And if I zoom back out to my page, instead of that star, I'll use this one. I will reduce this down to something much smaller. Move this one out of the way. Put this one on top. Maybe nudge it the size up just a bit to sit on top of there. And if I get rid of this, I can also right click here and delete all guidelines, so get those out of the way. And I'm going to drag select everything on my Christmas tree and nudge it down a little bit so that it gets onto the page. Maybe center it. And if I change this to page, try that again, page, you can see that it more or less all fits on the same page. You can always shrink it just a little bit. There we go. And there is my stylized Christmas tree decorated with lots of ornaments, a bit of garland, and a nice star at the top. Hope you found that interesting and educational, and I hope that I see you back for another one of my tutorials.